Welcome to the video on modeling of a building. In this video you will learn to model a building in the ETABS software. This is the building that you are going to design. The beams and columns are both of section 300mm by 300mm and having concrete material M30 and reinforcement bar material HYSG 415 longitudinally and mile grade 250 as tie bars. The slabs are 150mm thick and made of concrete grade M30. There are 6 stories in the building, with each story having a height of 4 meters except the bottom story, which has a height of 3 meters. In the 2D plan view, you can see the beams are placed in form of a grid with columns at each grid intersection, and the slabs covering the areas within the beams. So in order to draw the building in the software, you can form a grid exactly like the building plan and draw the elements on it. You need 4 grid lines in the X direction at a spacing of 8 meters and 5 grid lines in the Y direction at a spacing of 6 meters. Now open ETABS software. Go to the File menu and select New Model. Select the Use Built-in Settings with option. Set the display units as metric SI, steel section database as Indian, steel design code as IS 800, and concrete design code as IS 456. As discussed in the introduction video on ETABS, these are the common settings we are using on all building models in this course. Click on OK. The New Model Quick Templates box opens. In the Plan Grid Dimension option, enter the number of grid lines in X direction, which is 4. Similarly, enter number of grid lines in Y direction as 5. Enter the spacings between the grid lines, which are 8 meter and 6 meter respectively. In the Story Dimension option, enter the number of stories, which is 6. The stories are 4 meters high, each with a bottom story or ground floor as 3 meters. So enter the values accordingly. Then select the Grid Only option and click on OK. The plan view and the 3-dimensional view of the grid you had defined is appearing now. You will now draw the building elements one by one on the grid. First, you will need to define these elements section before drawing. Go to the Define menu and select Material Properties. Click on Add New Materials. Select Region as India, Material Type as Concrete, Standard as Indian, and Grade as M30. Then click on OK. The preset properties of M30 concrete grade are displayed. Click on OK. The concrete grade M30 has been defined. Now define the rebar material similarly. Select Add New Material. Here change the material type from concrete to rebar and keep the region and standard options the same. Then select the HYSG 415 grade and click on OK. Now click on OK again. Similarly, add mile 250 grade rebar for tie bars by clicking on Add New Material and keeping all the options same except changing the rebar grade to mile 250. Click on OK and then OK again. The 3 materials used for the elements in your building are defined. You can now define the sections with these materials. Click on OK. Now to define the beam and column sections, go to the Define menu. Select Section Properties and click on Frame Sections. Select Add New Property to add the beam section. The section shape drop-down list has all the options for the type and section of frame you want to define. The beam is rectangular concrete section, so select the option accordingly. You can even directly click on the concrete rectangular option from the few shortcuts of the commonly used section shown below. Give a property name to the beam section so that you can identify later. Now change the material to M30 and then enter the depth and width of the beam section in the section dimensions option, which are 300 each. Click on the Modify Show Rebar option to change the reinforcement properties. Change the design type to beam and in the rebar material option, choose the longitudinal bars materials as HYSG 415 and confinement bars as mile 250. Ignore the reinforcement area override for ductile beams option, as you are not considering ductile detailing. In the covers option, enter the standard clear cover for beams as per IS 456, which is 25 mm. Enter the same value for top and bottom bars and then click on OK. The required properties for the beam section has been set, so click on OK and the beam section has been defined. Similarly, at the column section, which is having same section dimensions and materials as the beam, click on Add New Property, select Concrete Rectangular Section, then give a suitable property name to the column. Change the material and section dimension as shown. Now select the Modify Show Rebar option to change the reinforcement properties. Here make sure the design type is selected as column. Then change the longitudinal rebar and confinement rebar materials accordingly. The standard clear cover for columns as per IS 456 is 40 mm, so keep the value as 40. Keep the other options as per default values and click on OK. Click on OK again and the column section has been defined. You are done with defining the two-frame section, so click on OK. You will now define the slab section of 150 mm. Go to the Define menu, select Section Properties and click on Slab Sections. Select Add New Property. Add a suitable name to the slab section you can identify. Change the slab material to M30. Then type the value 150 in the space for slab thickness. Click on OK and the slab section has been defined. Click on OK again. Check whether the required load patterns are defined. In the Define menu, go to the Load Patterns. Here you can the loads that you might be applying on the building. You will apply only dead loads and live loads for now, so check whether both the loads are listed there. Usually dead load and live load are defined by default. Click on OK. All the required properties for the building has been defined, and you can now start drawing the building elements. In the bottom right corner, you will find 3 stories option. The All Stories option is to make drawings or properties change into all the stories of the building. Whereas in one story you can make changes only to the particular floor you have selected. The Similar Stories option is for making changes to a previously defined set of similar building stories. Select All Stories, as the building plan and properties are same in all the floors and you can easily draw them together. Now you will start with drawing the columns. As all the columns are falling exactly on the grid line intersection, you can use the Quick Draw Columns option, which allows you to place the columns on reference points automatically without having to locate the positions manually. In the Draw menu, select the Draw Beam Column Brace objects and click on Quick Draw Columns. The cursor sign will change to Draw mode. Change the property to the Define Column Section property. Now click onto the top left corner and select the whole areas as shown. Release the mouse click after selecting the area. The Quick Draw tool automatically places the column on the reference points, that are the grid line intersection. You can see in the 3D tab that the column have been drawn in all the floors. You can proceed with the drawing of the beams now. The beams are also placed exactly on the grid lines, which are acting as reference lines. So you can use the Quick Draw Beam tool. In the Draw menu, select Draw Beam Column Brace objects and click on the second option, that is Quick Draw Beams Columns. Change the property type to Define Beam Section property. Then repeat the process of selecting the whole plan area to place the beams on the reference grid lines as shown. The beams have been drawn in all the stories as can be seen in the 3D View tab. Now that the frames of the building structure are drawn, you can draw the slabs. You can use the Quick Draw tool while drawing the slabs too, as each slab is completely surrounded by the grid lines. In the Draw menu, go to the Draw Floor Wall objects and select the Quick Draw Floor Wall option. Change the property to Define Slab property and again select the whole area as shown. The by grid lines and in all the floors. Please note that after you are done using the drawing tool, you need to get the cursor back to its normal mode. Otherwise, if you select any region by mistake, the selected drawing object might get drawn on it. To exit the draw mode, press Escape on your keyboard, or you can click on the Select Object option on the left menu pane. The cursor will be changed to the original mode. You can now normally select any element without making unnecessary drawings. Press Escape on your keyboard to undo any selection. Use the arrow keys to navigate between the stories in the plan view as shown, and go to the base plan at Z value 0. Now the slabs at the ground base do not participate in the load transfer. So for accurate analysis, you should remove the base slabs. Select one story, as you will remove slabs only at the base. Then select the slabs one by one as shown. If you select the whole area together, it will select the joints along with the slabs and delete them. So you have to select them separately. Press delete on your keyboard once the slabs are selected. The slabs only at the base will be deleted. Here the joints in the frame structure are rigid or fixed. So the base joints have to be changed to fixed. Select the joint as shown. This time you can select the whole area together as there are no other objects. Once selected, go to Assign, select Joints and click on Restraints. Select the first option under the Fast Restraints, that is Fixed, and click on Apply. The joints in the base have been changed to fixed joints. Click on OK. In the Draw menu, select Auto Draw Cladding. Select Use Floors option and click on OK. A cladding will be drawn around the building floors. Thus, the modeling of the building has been done. In the next video, you will learn to apply loads onto the building elements. You may save the file and open it later if you want to continue with this exercise at a later time. Thanks for watching.